always a factor in these fearless drafts, especially as you get to game 3, whether it's in the pick or the ban phase. And now Savior, again formerly known as Xiaoya, going to be playing this Draven. They're doing an okay job of that. And now Nayo making his way towards the top side. Sasa does not have his wave in a great position. And the Q3 flash, coming through from solo kill. Gonna land that initial knockup. Sasa still has his flash and gonna use it in conjunction with the counter strike. But Nayo will follow it up. And with the final proc of the Blade of the Ruin King will secure first blood for NIP. But now on the bot side, Climber going in, gonna try to dive here. But it's a disaster as YCX falls. And LGD get nothing on the bottom side play.
Oh, and if only they had an Ignite or a heal to be able to help this play in any way. But unfortunately, the dive goes completely awry on the bottom side of the map. Climber might not even be done. He's sticking around.
They have to try. I mean, Leave doesn't have any mana, but he has both of his summoner spells available. The barrier already popped, still has its flash, but the tower is now doing so much. The Savior feats of warfare for NIP as disaster strikes on LGD's side.
NIP already at 6 minutes into the game.
Yeah, you know, they are maybe going to face some trouble here as a lot of weird lane reassignments had happened, and it's going to result in Sasa getting heavily targeted here. 4 members of Ninjas in Pyjamas make their way down towards the bottom side to take the enemy top laner down as Nayo gets his 2nd kill of the game.
For NIP this game, but they will be able to take that, and Grubs aren't even spawning for a minute 30, so there is no cross-map play for LGD to make.
And you have to wonder, like, LGD, they knew they had the early game composition. We were able to identify it in draft. I'm sure they were able to talk about it as well. Maybe just feeling the pressure a little bit, thinking that they had to go for something. Niket
champion on this patch, and so we are kind of seeing the effects of that in terms of the damage and some of these dives, and Sasa once again could be in danger.
Nayo making a return here to Sasa. All 3 of his kills potentially will have been onto him. Nice Heartbreaker forward is going to put himself on a killing spree. Sources burned without finding a single kill.
It is still worth it, though, for LGD. At the very least, it looks like they're going to be able to get a couple of these grubs, but Nayo's making his way back in. He is level 6, but he does not have the ultimate. He used it on Sasa in the bot lane, so it will just be the back off here. LGD will be able to get all 3 of these grubs. With the game state that they're in, this is definitely going to be considered a win for them. It doesn't completely absolve them of their problems, but certainly makes things a little bit more playable for them, perhaps inside lanes moving forward.
A small victory, absolutely, but still a lot of ground to make up, both in terms of the gold lead and also just compositionally speaking, as we mentioned. If they try to dive XQW here as well, he's doing a nice job to clear this wave out, and with the resistances still up on this tier 1, going to take a little bit longer for it to go down. However, now with Niket joining the fray, it should be this tier 1 falling, and it does eventually. And a lot of LGD are on the top side of the map, so there's no chance to go for it.
Onto the top tier 1. For now, though, it will just be a hopeful trade in the future. Some gold going over to the Jax to try to equalize his terrible early game, but still a win for NIP in total.
Now, this is the problem with just stacking one side of the map with your NIP. You are funneling gold into certain members of LGD.
The game looks like it will be completely uncontested.
Yeah, Climber headed back to base. Not wanting to risk his life, at least preserve his perfect KDA at least for a little bit longer. It's going to be the 2nd dragon picked up the mountain, as it'll be a Chemtech Rift that will transform.
In this, they understand that they have the shove in the mid lane, which makes it much more difficult for LGD to feel comfortable pushing entirely. Sasa gonna have to sit here and collect this wave, but could be Niket.
Yeah, landing here on XQW, who just gets completely caught out. Doinby the one to take him down, but Sasa is able to land a 2-man counter-strike. Hero's entrance comes out. The Q3 from solo kill is going to find another kill, as Leave is going to be the one to collect it. 2 more in favor of NIP. It's now 7-0.
It's the new support here for Ninjas in Pyjamas that really makes that play happen with a great engage on the Rakan. Great follow through by Doinby as well on the Galio, but it just goes to show the posturing, the setup around these plays. It's not always the best if you can't actually find your priority targets, and XQW was not able to find a priority target there. Luckily for LGD, Draven did not die in the exchange, but you know, they are now getting further and further behind on a
farm because they know they could get outscaled if they are not able to find a fight soon. XQW, what the hell are you doing in there, my friend? Gonna get caught up by Doinby. Niket jumping in. He then uses the Spirit Rush to get away as LGD turn their sights towards the Chemtech Drake. A teleport comes in as Sasa will make it a 5v5. XQW jumping forward, find the charm on Nayo, chunking him down to half HP. The Whirling Death doing a lot, and Niket is getting chunked out a little bit. The Nayo jumps into the Rift Herald, knocks up 2, and will make sure YCX falls. falls, and it's now Reset City in for Ninjas in Pyjamas. It's going to be the Dragon secured, but that's all Savior's going to get. It's going to be Climber jumping straight to his doom with a resonating strike as NIP pick up 4. We'll see if NIP can engage onto him. Solo kills on a massive flank. The Otacon's down to half HP already. XQW try to single him out, as now LGD will try to collapse upon the player trying to go for the flank in singularity, but there goes Naket. A 2-man knockup, and Climber is already down. Nio picks up that first reset, and LGD about to drop like flies. Savior falls. It's going to be YCX dropping as well, and NIP are up 2 touchdowns at 20 minutes.
There's nothing to do for LGD. They end up trying to peel off and go on the disconnected solo kill, but he's more than tanky enough to be able to survive pretty regularly. Good positioning by him to just back off and force LGD into a corner. Naket with an unbelievably good engage. He's been very good on the recon in this game. Get Naket on playmakers.
Away from that charm, as now NIP moving their gold lead up to almost 8,000. It will become that once they take down this tier 1 turret. Still a ton of standing gold across the map in the form of these tier 2s that can now become the next target for them, as they'll have the Dragon to potentially claim in 35 seconds. And just the finishing touches now on in this game as LGD seeing things fall apart for them in that early game.
To get back into this game, we saw Ninjas in Pyjamas with a similar lead in game number 1 have a horrific fight around Otacon where they just mispositioned their main, carries and got resets in a lot of these fights. And now with the objective starting to spawn, we'll see how the objective control goes. Doinby is a little bit isolated here.
We're having some happy game moments, maybe Doinby in a 1v3. Leave, though, has joined, and in goes Naket. They might just be too strong to make sure their captain does not fall. Finally, it'll be Climber claiming the first kill of the game here for LGD. And now a 1,000 goal shutdown onto Leave. LGD finding 2 kills. And you don't say never here in the LPL. What they have to do to get themselves back into this game number 3. NIP on the way. Solar Flare not finding a stun, but slowing up too. Doinby throwing out a little bit of poke, and Leave playing very safe on this backline. Solo kill doing his best to try to hunt out any potential flanker, but in goes XQW. They're looking for the backline, and there's Sasa flashing on the Leave once again. The Sivir is down, but it comes at the cost of Climber's life, and now it's a 4v4 across the map. Solo kill, hunting down Savior. They're diving the backline, and they will do so successfully as Nio picks himself up another reset. Doinby taunts up 3, but it will be the Viego going down. Solo kill has to carry this one, but Sasa might just do a little more. He goes golden, but Solo kill's too strong at this point. The Q3 will take him down, and it's a 4 for 4 with XQW now on the run. Solo kill will try to chase him out, and it will be the ace picked up for NIP. We got the Dragon started up here by LGD. Solo kill and Sasa trying to just box each other out on potential flank angles as a 4v4 has been set up on the other side of the Dragon pit. LGD don't necessarily want to flip this one, as they know if it goes their way, it'll be the soul deny, but NIP want to make sure they claim this Chemtech soul. Dragon's now at 6,000. Both sides playing very cautiously here. Sasa jumps over the pit. They're going to look to try to force this right now. And the kick goes in with the ultimate, but not finding a whole lot just yet. It's going to be the Dragon secured by Climber, but YCX dies first. Reset's now coming in as Nio has an opportunity to go crazy, but he goes into a pretty bad spot. The Heartbreaker forward, though, is going to save him as Nio, the new jungler, will shut down his old team. He gets himself a triple kill and NIP win the fight.
Throughout a lot of the exchange, Sasa was not able to get onto the backline as easily as he was able to in the previous fights. XQW's in the area.
He gets stunned up. He didn't realize that Nio would not be on the Baron, and it's perfectly baited by the NIP top side. They finish off the delayed ace. However, they're going to go back to the Baron, and this could be a little bit risky with Climber respawning.
Yeah, Climber is on the way. They are not going to take this down by the time he gets here. If he is here, this is a very dangerous play for NIP.
Okay. Naket is here. Teleport's going to come in as Doinby will join as well. It'll be very difficult now for Climber to get in, as Doinby can just play bouncer around the Baron pit to make sure that this Lee Sin cannot have an opportunity for a steal. Just in Pyjamas, they're going to be hunting down these tier 2 turrets, trying to add to that gold lead, as they have Doinby pushing in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, this is a difficult job here for LGD to protect all of these towers. They did a good job clearing at first, and they do have at least a bit of wave clear. It's not super efficient because it's really just Ahri, but they should be able to hold off, and as long as they don't make an egregious misplay, they shouldn't be able to really push forward on this Baron. We'll see if LGD, though, want to look for potentially something on the backline. You called it correctly. Doinby is mid lane. Climber is looking.
Ooh. Sonic Wave does not connect. They're looking for Leave. Does have both of his summoner spells
Oh,
available,
XQW.
but could be a bit in danger. YCX tries to go forward, but in goes Doinby to the rescue and taking down the support of LGD. Flash forward from solo kill will seal the fate of the Ahri, and in goes the rest of NIP. Move on over, LGD. There's a new king atop of Group Nirvana, and his name is Ninjas in Pyjamas. Only Sauce is alive as 4 members of NIP will take down the Nexus in Game 3.
It's a brilliant engage there by NIP to be able to chunk out the Ahri. Once she's down, she is dusted. LGD put up a heroic effort to try to come back from an unwinnable game state, but it's just not enough. Ninjas in Pyjamas establish themselves at the top of Group Nirvana.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.